Welcome back to the Motown Breakdown. I'm Jack D'Angelo.
And I'm just Mavinac.
So, Dries, we're just going to start off with the rant.
Oh, my God.
So, we took the draft was last night at the time of recording this.
Mm-hmm.
We took Tyleik Williams, a D tackle out of Ohio.
Yeah. This was stupid. This was stupid. He's not even the best defensive lineman on his own team.
Yeah. I mean, there was so many things available to us at the time.
Yes.
And, you know, I am absolutely furious. I think I've calmed down a little bit.
Maybe.
You know, maybe a little bit. But, you know, I was talking to Dries last night. Like, I was fired up about this. Like, I was not happy about this. And, you know, with the people that we had, we had Mike Green, we had Jihad Campbell, and I think we should have taken Jihad Campbell.
Yeah.
Because
he's a good linebacker. I think if you wanted to put him at edge, he would be a bit undersized, but, you know, he's still a great defensive player, better than Tyleik Williams.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm mad about it because we could have gotten him another time. And I've joked about it before, like, you know, we'll take these project guys, and I was talking about with Mike Green, and of course, unfortunately, Gray Zabel went off the board to the Seahawks pretty early. But, you know, I joked about taking these project guys, but, you know, I'm able to pass the project guys off if it happens maybe 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round.
Yeah.
But
like
taking a guy in the first round and have him be a project player is completely throwing me off.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good since his freshman year in college. And they said this at the combine year or draft yesterday, was that he hasn't been good since college, since his freshman year of college.
Yeah.
And he's had weight problems. And that's, you know, they've obviously taken this guy because they think that they're going to turn him into something, which is complete crazy talk.
Yeah, and
it shows that Broderick Martin is not going to work out.
Yeah.
Like, we took Broderick Martin as another project, along with Colby Sorsdahl and all these other guys, Giovanni Manu, and it just shows that we don't know what we're doing.
Well, okay, you got to give a shot to Giovanni, though.
Yeah. But, still, I'm saying, like, you take these guys, like, but Christian Mahogany was, like, the one that worked out last year.
Yes.
And, like, it's getting annoying because it's like...
But those are later round picks.
Yeah.
So, you know, I in my opinion, the first round, you take a guy that you know is going to work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Tyleik Williams is going to work. Are we sure he's even going to start? Because usually your first rounders, you want them to start almost day one. I don't even think he's going to start. I think he's just there for depth.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is we don't need a depth guy with our first round pick.
No.
I'm really mad about this, and it worries me because, you know, we had that immaculate draft class with 2023.
Yeah.
But we look at this, it's like, what are we doing here? Because now we're getting into the Quinn Trisha era again, where we're drafting these random guys in our first round, and we're screwing ourselves over for the next decade. And I don't think that this is gonna, this is a thing that's gonna make or break our season. But at the same time, it's like, we had one need. It was the easiest need you could have taken care of. And you decided to go with a defensive tackle. That just infuriates me.
Yeah. We already have solid D tackles. We needed a guy who can cause pressure and, on the opposite side of Hutchinson. You did not go out in free agency, and I know this free agent class was not that great, but you didn't go out in free agency and get a veteran edge rusher. So now you have to do this in the draft, which is fine. Yeah. Get a young edge rusher on the side of Hutchinson.
But that was the thing, is once Josh Sweat went away, I was like, okay, we're going to take a guy in the draft. And now we're sitting here the night after the draft, and we don't have an edge to accompany
Aiden Hutchinson. And you know what? It's not like we have the 10th pick in the second round. We have the 28th pick. So the guys like Jack Sawyer and Mike Green might go off
before we even get our chance at them.
Yeah, exactly. So what we did was very questionable. No, I mean, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes have turned those questionable guys into great guys. So they have taken the questionable players in the 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds.
Yeah.
They have never taken a questionable player in the
first round. I mean, maybe Jameer, but he's still a good player.
Yeah.
And I really hope I'm wrong with this. I hope that he becomes one of the best defensive tackles that the Lions organization has ever seen.
But that's hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Nadamakin too.
Yeah. But, I'm not asking him to be to that level, but I want him to be a guy who produces.
And he hasn't proven it.
And, okay, here's the other thing I'm getting with, is we don't have another option. The free agent market, like you were saying, it's not good. And we let go of Zadarius Smith. I'm in full support of that. I don't like him.
Okay.
I don't think that he did anything for
He did not do.
and
he did not do
he's
much.
like maybe he would be good on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson because he kind of produced with Myles Garrett in Cleveland, but it's not like he's not going to do something. And we need a guy who, when Aiden Hutchinson goes down like he did last season, that we have a guy who can produce over 5 sacks.
Yeah.
And that's just
and
again,
he hasn't. And like that, the Ohio State team was great. He was one of their weaker points on a phenomenal. Like the defensive tackles was one of the Ohio State's weaker points on that team. But it's like I said, you had JT Tuimoloau, who I think is going to be probably like a 3rd, 4th round pick. I don't know what his at. Jack Sawyer, who's going to be a late 1st round, early 2nd round. I don't know why we, and like you said, we could have taken Jahad Campbell, right? Maybe try and form him into an edge, and then if we can't, he's still a solid linebacker with Jack Campbell and Anzalone.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman is arguably the best GM in the entire league right now. And they said it when Jahad Campbell got drafted, that he had been trying all night to get that man. All night. And we had the chance to take that guy right away from the Eagles.
Yep.
And we didn't take it.
No. I don't know what went on in that draft room saying,
And I don't want to celebrate it either. Like you saw the video of them like celebrating in the room. Like there's nothing to celebrate there. That was a horrible pick.
Yeah. I mean,
it's questionable.
It's a questionable pick. And what I did not like about it was we didn't even try to make, maybe we did. I'm not, we don't go on and see what's in that room. I don't even think they tried to trade up.
I think they did.
They did.
I think that they were trying something. I don't think when they got to their pick that they were trying anything.
But maybe doing somebody else's pick. But I guess I'm happy that JMO has stayed.
Yeah, I think
that's going to be the smart move in the long run. But I don't think you try and go after other picks.
Yeah.
And then when it's your turn, you just put it's like expecting a medium rare steak and you get well done.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But
yeah.
I mean, this, to be honest, was not the worst part of my night. The worst part of my night was watching the Pistons.
Yeah.
I had a high expectations for them. Now, they weren't ceiling high, but they were like, okay, I'm sorry. Malik Beasley went 2 for 10 from 3. And they were not like Jalen Brunson in his face 3. They were kind of wide open threes.
Yeah.
They did not guard Karl Anthony Towns, who's a phenomenal player in transition, even after JB said that, saying, you got to guard him in transition. They didn't do it. It does not help. Now, I know it doesn't help that Isaiah Stewart is out, but it's like, oh my goodness. Like, Cade Cunningham went 10 for 25.
Yeah.
That is bad. You're supposed to be a leader on this team, and you went 10 for 25. Tobias Harris, 2 for 9. Now, I'm going to give him slack because he helped us the first 2 games. He basically kept us in that first game. And then in the second game, so it's like, I'll give him a bit of slack. Tim Hardaway Jr., he played phenomenal. Right, 7 for 13. Right, went 7 from 12 from 3. Yes, but I mean, the veterans are doing their jobs. Cunningham has to make shots. This was like the first game all over again. Cunningham was not making his shots. He looked flustered, but it's like the 3 points are going to kill us.
Yeah.
If we can't make wide open threes, you're not going to win.
Yeah, and I mean,
you're not going to win.
We lost the game by 2 points. So,
yeah,
and I mean, I'm not going to sit here. I mean, the reason that I've been so quiet throughout this entire thing is I never got the chance to watch the game, so I don't know much about it. But like, if you're telling me right here that there are a bunch of threes missed, that is bad because that essentially meant that if we made even one of those, then we would have won.
Yes. I mean, and it's not like I'm not going to, sit here and be like, because the Knicks did also miss their shots. But, here are the stats. We went 45 from the floor, right? We were 43% from 3. We were 16 for 37.
Yeah.
We were 16 for 37. Like, that is bad. And then, we did miss 5 free throws, but 22 for 27, that's an 81%. That's not bad. But you have to clean. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson lit us up.
Yeah.
I mean, Cat had 31 points. And he went 4 from 8 from 3, 7 from 7 from the free throw line, 10 from 18 from the field. Jalen Brunson had a bad night as well. I mean, he went 1 from 7 from 3, but we were contesting him. I felt like he was not missing wide open shots like we were. That is going to be the thing. Game 4 is a win now, though. Game 4 is win now. Because if we don't win that, we're basically done because they're down 3-1. Game 4 is win now, and we have to clean up the threes. Yeah. Malik Beasley, you have to hit the wide open threes. Cunningham, be a leader on this team, right? You have to, right? I get it's nervous. It's your first playoff, right? But you have to take smart shots. You have to make smart passes, right? We can't rely on Tim Hardaway and Tobias Harris this whole playoff run.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've been there and they know what to do, but 2 guys is not going to win you a championship. Right? It's got to be like at least 4 or 5 guys. But, I mean, I kind of digress, but, this was to be honest, this was a very bad night for Detroit sports, and only two teams participated. I mean, this was the Pistons basically had so many chances to run away with this game, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
And then the Lions, with their 1 pick,
and
a guy who's supposed to now get you over this hump, win the NFC, right?
Win the Super Bowl. This is all eyes are on the Super Bowl right now, and this is
And this is what you put up.
Bad night for Detroit. Really bad night for Detroit.
Now I know. Since we don't have a top 10 pick, this guy is not going to be Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And if we got like Mike Green, they're not going to be a Hutchinson and put up 10 sacks their rookie year. I get that, but they just have to. I don't want a guy whose best years were 4 years ago, right? That's for somebody like Calais Campbell. If when you sign him in free agency, you just sign him as a veteran guy, right? You don't. I really hope that maybe now maybe this is what they were thinking. Oh, we get him on the opposite side of Aleem McNeil. They can't double team Aleem McNeil and Hutchinson at the same time. Right? That's not going to work out because you're going to have one. So you have to double team one guy, right? So then maybe they double team Aleem McNeil, and then Tyreek Williams, kind of bursts through and gets a sack, but.
I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this. It's a very hot topic.
No.
So, I mean, but
we'll see what they do tonight. Yeah. I really hope that,
we'll see what they would do with her in a trade draft. But let's hope. I really hope I'm wrong about Tyreek Williams. I hope he turns out, but I'm just not feeling very good about it.
No, I am not feeling optimistic about it.
So we're going to talk about Tigers in a second. I think this is probably the last time that we're going to be able to talk about the Red Wings. The season's over.
The season's done.
It was sad, but I think
and here's the thing. I'm not a hockey guy. I don't, I can go out and tell you what the Pistons, what the Lions, what the Tigers need when they hit their off seasons. I don't know what the Red Wings need. I think they need another goal scorer. I think Larkin has to step up. But yeah, this is the last time we're going to talk about the Red Wings. I really hope this is not the last time we're talking about the Pistons. So
yeah,
right. I'd like to talk about the Pistons. We'll
probably talk about the Pistons next time, even if they lose.
Yeah,
whatever happens, it'll happen. So
yeah.
Just because we're running a little low on time here, we can talk about the Tigers. I mean, that's a pretty.
They're having a very good season. I mean, they took 2 out of 3 from the Padres, who are having a phenomenal season, right? They have only had one bad series, and that was against the Dodgers. That was opening weekend.
I don't know, maybe the Milwaukee one.
Milwaukee one
they
was
blew them
shaky.
out in the first game, but
The Milwaukee one was a bit shaky, but to be honest, I thought that one, we still looked kind of decent. We just looked flattered against the Dodgers. But it's like, you're telling me that, kind of 1, maybe 2 of your series have been bad, and you've played, you're 15-10, you're 25 games in.
Yeah.
That is amazing. This is the best start we've had since 2015. So I think something is brewing here for the Tigers, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. And I think, I think that baseball as a sport, and don't hate me for saying this, but I think it's more of a calmer sport. Like it's definitely like you don't have to pay full attention to it. Like it's not like the Pistons or NFL where there's like a lot going on right now.
Yes.
So I mean, it's
gonna ramp up.
It's gonna ramp up like probably during the summer, which of course we're not gonna be here for.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited where the Tigers are going. I'm excited where the Pistons are going. They're in the playoff contention. That's as much as you can ask for. It's a little concerning that they can't deliver when that they have the capability to. Much like the Lions in the NFC Championship. That they could do it. And then, of course, Red Wings over, and then Lions. We could go on, on and on and on. But there's no need to. I hope he turns out, and I hope that we make some good draft picks. And we have promise. It's just why do this? Why make these project picks?
Yeah. Take the, nobody's going to blame you if you don't reach. Everybody's fine with it. No, you don't need to have this. Oh my God, he got this guy. He got this guy. If you have
you just need one or two.
If you have a normal average draft class, that's not bad.
It's fine.
That's probably going to help your team.
Yeah.
So,
all right, that's Motown Breakdown. Thank you.